What's up, beautiful people? My name is Jesse Singh. Welcome to Creating Consciousness, the podcast where we explore creativity and how it can help us through everyday challenges and exploring different mental health topics. Along the way, I'm going to have some of my friends and different creators from different avenues such as comedy, music, spoken word, and all of the above coming out to talk about their creative adventures and kind of their journey through this as well. Again, this is episode 5. We're at 5? No, 6. We're at episode 6, and this is our second special guest of the podcast, and the intro was different once more, but we'll get it down pat soon enough. Just a quick special guest announcement, man. Again, I was very excited to have you on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the unofficial Ambassador of Scarborough, a very good friend of mine. She's been doing incredible work in the community, but also for comedians across Canada, and she's here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, Janice Mendes. I can't roll my R's.
Jesse, get with that.
I'm trying. It's like, because someone taught me how to... No, see?
No, you're gargling, my guy. Not the same.
The gargling is crazy.
Yeah, don't make that sound ever again.
But, oh, man, just to start things off. Well, first of all, welcome, Janice. Thank you for being part of it.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. And to start things off, man, obviously, you're a proud Scarboroughrian for anyone that knows you, right? Strong advocate, super advocate for Scarborough. Just to start things off for people that don't know, obviously everyone kind of heard of Scarborough, but what do you think it is that separates Scarborough specifically from the rest of the GTA or the Toronto? Like what gives people that pride while living in the community?
I think, first of all, Scarborough has a population of over 600,000 people. So it's not a small community.
I didn't even know that, yo. That's crazy.
It's a big territory.
Yeah.
It's large. And I think definitely what sets it apart, or what's always been special for me, is that it seems to be the place in sort of the GTA where a lot of immigrants end up settling.
100%.
Right. So it was the place where all of us were different together.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, nobody made fun of me for eating fish for breakfast because other people were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So we were able to really bond through being different and celebrate other cultures. And that's why...
Absolutely.
Right? Like, that's why there's so many people. You'll see, like, an Asian guy celebrating Diwali because, like a Chinese guy celebrating Diwali because it's like, yeah, man, we grew up with this, so...
And he could get more sales.
And he could get more sales.
Might go flip his product. Yeah, he's on the top of it, yo. Yo, it's crazy you say that because one of the things that I always noticed, especially like going to Scarborough and stuff, was that like it's multicultural, but everyone's intermingling. There's no sense of like segregation.
Yeah.
Like, you know how like even in Toronto, like there's Little Jamaica, there's Chinatown, there's like specific areas where there's a like predominantly one culture, one community. But Scarborough, I felt like everyone was literally, like you said, just together.
Yeah.
Like you'll on one street you'll have like Chinese food, shawarma, Caribbean food on the same block.
Yeah.
So I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, it's really... Although we do have certain areas, like Asian Court is affectionately called Asian Court because there's a big Chinese and Asian community up there. So you'll see street signs even in Chinese or in Mandarin or... and then there's like other areas where it's just very white.
Yeah.
Scarborough's got a whole lot of white too.
Bro, Scarborough Bluffs.
Scarborough Bluffs have tons of white people.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys too, bro. Dude, but bro, I didn't know that the street names are in Chinese.
There's certain
areas
that it has like written in English and then also in Chinese.
It still has.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna be like,
straight.
Does Google Maps? Does it, you know what I mean? Does it change voices all of a sudden? That would be crazy. Yeah. That would be lit though.
That would be.
If Google Maps changed voices, like imagine you're on Eglinton or something, and then Little Jamaica and it changed voice.
Get working on that.
Yeah.
That's a good
bro.
one. I like that.
All right. But so what is the first thing you think of when you think about Scarborough? Where does your mind go? Because obviously being like, being in the place for a long time, right?
Yeah. I think, so the name Scarborough still really evokes like childhood memories.
Mm-hmm.
But so you say Scarborough, and I think Kennedy Station. And Kennedy Station was a place where we would all, we all took the bus.
Yeah.
We'd all hang out there. There'd be a bunch of kids after school, uniforms and non-uniforms, all congregating, hanging out. You could also get rolled at Kennedy Station for your shoes.
Trust me. Yeah, well, we got good and bad.
Yeah, good and bad. But that was sort of... and that was also the place where we would meet up with other schools. You know what I mean? Where you're really hanging out with your people in your school, but then when you're on that bus and you're all at Kennedy Station. So I feel like Kennedy Station was kind of like the heartbeat of Scarborough for a long time.
Is that where they had the Patties? Or was that a different station?
Warden Station
had
Warden
the Patties.
Station Patties.
Yeah. Fire, bro. Kennedy Station's the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. And
although
then,
they have them at Kennedy Station too, but they were first at Warden. Yeah, that's
and
where
then they brought them there.
Yeah, because you can't keep Patties in just
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But also, you know what's crazy? Someone, Marlon actually mentioned, shout out to Marlon Palmer, by the way, but he had a great take on this because I know everyone was talking about the inflation of Patties. Like, because I remember when I was growing up, it was like 75 cents. And then it went to like $1. Now it's like $3 almost, depending on where you go.
Yeah.
But he mentioned this idea that like, why is it when it comes to like Caribbean food or like ethnic food specifically, when that food starts to become expensive or when there's like a fine dining version of it, people get upset. Mm-hmm. But no one gets upset about other cuisine. No one's like, you could go to Italian and pay $50 for pasta. But, like, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm paying $50 for pasta. It's like, oh, but this is fine dining.
Very, very true.
And I was like, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Why is it that, like, now that you're paying $5 for a patty, but the patty is probably, like, the ingredients are different. Maybe I'm making it a fine dining patty.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
But
no, that's very true. But it's racism.
Hundo, bro. Yeah, bro.
It's the same reason one group is immigrants and the other one are expats. It's like
I didn't even hear that term before until I think I went to like somewhere in South America, and then someone mentioned expats, and I was like, "What is that?" They're like, "It's people from America or Canada that." They didn't even use the word immigrant. Yeah. They said, oh, they come and they start a life here. I'm like, so you immigrated.
You was an immigrant, boy.
Yeah, bro. What do you mean, bro? Expat. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, fancy name for immigrant.
Crazy. But, so go ahead, D.
I'm going to send you a video if it would load.
Okay.
But I went to this high-end Jamaican restaurant in Miami.
Oh.
In Miami?
In Miami. The video's taking so long to load, so I feel like I'm messing up the flow. But I got like a chicken roti, right?
Yeah.
And then I got it. I'm like, where's the bread? Da, 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 da. But then they put like the flour on top of the chicken. And it actually tastes really good.
Okay.
But it was like that expensive, like...
Right.
Were the people that owned the restaurant...
It was a high-end restaurant.
Yeah, okay. Because that's different. I've gone to Earl's and, like, the servers recommended me butter chicken. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about this, bro. You know what I mean? Is it authentic, really?
Ancestors are just like, how could you do that?
So the first thing you say you think of Kennedy Station,
Kennedy
right?
Station,
Childhood memories.
Yeah.
For people that have never been there, or for people that have never stepped foot in Scarborough, just heard about it, what do you think the first thing that comes to mind for them would be?
Wow. So it could be a couple things, right? So people do know Scarborough for the Scarborough Bluffs.
Hell yeah.
Right? It is a really pretty area. We have a lot of wildlife.
Yeah.
So we do have some tourism and people who will come out just for things like that.
Yeah.
But I generally think people think crime.
Yeah. Or Drake.
or Drake, yeah. Although Drake's not from Scarborough.
He's not, but he talks about it like he
does. Because he's got to shout out somewhere. Yeah, Scarborough is the place, though. Like I said, it's where the immigrants land. So it's kind of where the cool stuff originates.
100%.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, man. But so like to that point, like what you mentioned, because even growing up in the West End, like I grew up in Jane and Finch, moved, but I've like lived majority of my early years there, went to school, high school, university. So like I noticed that living in the community was way different than what the portrayal on the media front was,
Oh, for
right?
sure.
Like you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, the stigma that it was the street politics, was the crime, was all of that negative elements. And I'm not saying it didn't exist, but I think that gave people a skewed version of what the neighborhood was.
Definitely.
So like, how do you, like, what would you say was the biggest difference for you, like being a member of the community, living there, versus what it was portrayed like to the outside world?
Well, I've never felt scared to walk the streets of Scarborough.
Mm-hmm.
I've never, and I've walked the streets of Scarborough all hours of the night. You know, I was a whatless child at one point. My parents would have killed me if they knew. But yeah, it's a lot safer than I think people think. Also, there's a great sense of community. People,
100%.
you know, one of the things that you have to remember is Scarborough is one of those places where we don't have, we have a lot of businesses and industries, but it's like, I think, what they call a bedroom community. So a lot of people live there. They care about where they live. They care about their neighbors. They, you know, so yeah, there is a sense of pride and community being there, and which is why I think we have such a good response to our brand, to Scarborough Spots and to Scarborough's Got Jokes, because we took it back. We're like, we're not gonna let you talk shit about us. We'll talk shit about us. But you know what I mean? Like
no, absolutely. And like you're definitely right. Like I think there's a different sense of pride. Like no one's out there being like, yo, Oakville fam. Like you know what I mean? They're not like that. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Are you from Oakville? Oh, Milton.
Milton. Throw your M's up.
Yeah. Milton. But yeah, like definitely. Like I think that even like you know, when I was growing up there, like, not to say that shit didn't happen. Obviously, it can happen anywhere. But, and not to say that those things didn't play, like, a challenge in day-to-day life. But to your point, right, I think there was a different sense of community that did exist, right? It was like that feeling of, like, yeah, like, if I'm coming home late from school and my mom's, you know, not home yet, it's like, you just go to your neighbor's house, right? Or someone on the block will, like, be like, yo, you're not home yet? Like, okay, just come chill here till they're home, you know?
I had a lot of friends who grew up having community dinners, like you know, like a box of pasta and sauce, and everybody would be over at their place eating dinner,
like family style.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then what were some unwritten rules that everyone knew to follow? We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah. So I'll say this. Scarborough has, we definitely have some communities that are known for certain things, right? So like Cataraqui, for instance, like if you're from, and this doesn't, I don't think this exists anymore, but it used to be like if you're from Cataraqui, like you just got to be mindful if you're going into somebody else's territory, you know, somebody else's area, you don't fuck around. And if you do, bring back up.
100%.
So respect, like respect for the community, for different communities. And yeah, like what we spoke of too, you know, when there was, you know, guys love to hoop in Scarborough. So when they're playing ball, they're playing ball. Like leave the other stuff outside there, they're there to ball. So there are things like that for sure.
100%. Like I think, and that was the thing. And I can't speak on this for Scarborough, obviously, but I feel like that's the thing that has kind of changed. I've noticed, especially with the younger generation, like, yo, some of y'all are mud, bro. Not to cool out, bro. But yeah, like, I felt like there was that unwritten rule. Like, even though, like, people were entrenched in certain things or became a product of their environment, so to speak, there was always, like, places, like you said, either the ball court. I remember growing up, like, Jane and Finch Community Center, Boys and Girls Club. Like, it was just known. It doesn't matter what side of the neighborhood you're on. Doesn't matter what area you're from. This place is just off limits. You know, you just don't do shit there. And I feel like part of that is, like, starting to go away a bit, but I think there's a lot of things, bro. I don't even really want to blame the younger generation, because there's a lot against them too.
Definitely.
They were born into this social media generation. They're seeing all of this stuff, right? And like the media's not doing a good job about it. And then also there's nothing really for them to do anymore. bro, like when we were growing up, at least people were outside.
Yeah.
They were hanging out. There's extracurriculars and shit. Now it's like all of that stuff is like going away.
But also, Jesse, like one of the things that I always go back to is somebody's raising them.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Like parents have to take accountability. Stop just saying like the youth today are shit. It's like, well, you're their dad.
yeah, there was a
Get involved, you know? So I'm still hopeful though.
Yeah, no, me too, man. I just think it's like we're just learning that shift now.
Yeah.
You know what the new age is gonna look like.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
But yeah, so you kind of mentioned this already, pivoting into this. Obviously, you're the founder, creator of Scarborough's Got Jokes. So for those of you who don't know, Scarborough's Got Jokes was like, when did it start, by the way?
We're going into our 4th year this fall.
That's dope. Hell yeah. I didn't know it was still 4. I thought it was like around for a minute.
No, guy.
But that speaks volumes of the amount of work you've done, to be honest, bro. Because the shows have been lit. But Scarborough's Got Jokes obviously initially was like almost like a comedy collective, I guess you want to say. You know, you're putting up different comedy shows across the city, different venues, putting other businesses on the map. But like, what was the inspiration behind it? What was the thing that brought you there? And tell us a little bit about it in your own words. I don't want to take up too much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I've always loved comedy. I've been working in the film and television industry for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. And that's just what I thought I was doing. And comedy has always been something that I enjoy, I love.
Yeah.
I've celebrated every birthday for I don't know how many years by going to a comedy show.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, that's lit.
Sometimes big shows, sometimes small shows, you know, like, and my son also loves comedy. So he's 27 now, but since he's been like, I think we went to Andrew Packard's Jokes and Tokes when he was like 16 or 17 for his birthday. I was like, I'm taking my kid to a weed show. I can't believe it. But yeah.
So you've been in the scene, like
I've always loved comedy. Yeah. Because I'm silly, right? And but I've never necessarily wanted to be a comedian.
Yeah.
I know the hard work that it involves, so I really, really appreciate the art of comedy. And so for my my birthday a few years ago, I also like to challenge myself.
Yeah, 100%.
For my birthdays. So I was already doing some work with the platform Scarborough Spots, and at the time I approached Jesse, who's the founder of Scarborough Spots. Not you, Jesse, another Jesse.
Yeah, shout out to, what's his last name?
Jesse Aceto.
Shout out to Jesse Aceto.
Yeah, that's my boy. So I approached Jesse and I said, hey, I have this idea. This story's a little convoluted, but I have this idea. I'd like to, instead of going to a comedy show, do you think you could help me put on a show here in Scarborough?
Yeah.
And at the time, sorry, this is why the story's a little messed up, but so I guess around the pandemic, I came across more local comedians. Like, and I had been seeing a lot of locals, but I think it was on social media, and I came across Nitish Sakuja.
Say words. Shout out to Nitty, bro.
Nitty
okay.
And there was something about his style of humor that I was just like, who is this guy? Like, I feel like I know this guy. He felt like one of the guys that I worked with. You know what I mean? Like one of the guys down the hall or something. So that's when I started going to his show, and then I got the inspiration for my birthday. Instead of going to a show and trying to convince like 20 of my friends to come downtown to a show, I was like, I bet you I could get 4 comedians to come to Scarborough. So I talked to Jesse, my partner, and I said, would you help me with your platform? Because he built a platform, really big following of like just under 200,000 followers. And he was like, yeah, let's do it.
That's dope.
So our first show was Nitish. It was Mo Ismail. It was hosted by Tamara Shevon and Hasan Fils.
Crazy lineup too, bro.
Stupid crazy
That's a stacked lineup.
Yeah.
And all of those guys are doing big things now too.
Huge things.
So.
And Marito Lopez was supposed to be on that show. Marito. Canceled. Hasan, I was trying to get in touch with Hasan. He hadn't responded to any of my messages. So I was just like, I guess I'm not going to see this guy. He's not going to come through. And Hasan actually, he surprised me and showed up at the show. And it was like, And
that's incredible,
right? Yeah. And at the time, nobody knew Hasan Fils was gonna be Hasan Fils, and now look at him, and even Nitish. Like,
yeah.
I'm so proud of those.
Yeah,
guys,
they're all killing it.
All of them, yeah.
And like, so you kind of said this already, but like you had experience in film and TV and stuff. Right. What was the biggest difference between like working with actors, actresses versus comedians? What was like, or even the world? Because like I'm assuming the two worlds are similar but different, obviously.
Very different. So that was one of the things I wanted to see if I could take some of the skills that I learned in producing and working in film and television and transfer that into live comedy events.
Yeah.
I think what I realized was right away, a lot of actors are kind of lone ships, right? They're self-focused, they're doing things. But right away, comedy was like a community. People were, right? And helping each other out and, you know, working out material together. And comedy was just very welcoming to me. And I started to realize, I was like, you know, a comedian can be an actor, but an actor can't necessarily be a comedian. The skills don't transfer both ways.
I didn't really think about that. That's crazy, yo.
Yeah. So I just really love the comedy community because I see so much richness in there. Like it goes, and it bothers me that it doesn't get, this is where I get a little passionate and I get up on my soapbox because it still amazes me that people don't respect comedy as an art form.
Yeah.
It's like people are performing with a microphone in front of other people. What the fuck do you think this is?
Yeah, what else could this be,
right?
bro?
It's so crazy. So, so that's the other thing that I love about comedy is I kind of feel like, yo, come here, I'm going to put you on. I'm not going to let you talk shit about comedy.
Although, the one thing I will say, though, I realized this recently. I was doing a show, and sometimes the sound system or if the mic cuts off, I realized, like, without a microphone and a sound system, I look fucking psychotic. You know what I mean? It doesn't, in that moment, it doesn't feel like an art form. It feels like I'm just yelling at people, bro. But I agree, man. I definitely think that, like, I felt like that's always been the challenge in Canada as a whole, is that, like, our entertainers or artists, like, comedy aside, have never gotten the recognition until we hit a certain level or until we literally leave. Yeah. Which is unfortunate, you know? Yeah. But that's what I loved about your initiative and Scarborough's Got Jokes, because you can tell it's not just the fact that you're putting on shows, but I think it's also the care that you give to the craftsmanship itself. You know what I mean? Which sets it aside.
Thank you, Jesse.
No, of course, man. Because, like, you know, I'm sure many comedians can attest to this. Like, you work with producers or different people that put on shows, and it's like you're treated as the afterthought. It's like there is no comedy show without us. Like, you know what I mean? You're just a venue. Yes. So it's like you're asking me to come out, but it's also like I'm not treated as like with the respect I would feel like, or as an artist, or given that. So it's like,
no, you're the artist. I always say y'all are my hoes. I like my hoes, man. I want to take care of you guys. I want to make sure you guys are treated right, and like truthfully, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are the artists. You should be treated with respect.
And the headliner's just the bottom bitch. He's like, this is the one that holds it together, bro. So funny. But yo, to your point though, see what's crazy to me though is that, like you said, you never really had an urge to be a comedian, but you loved comedy, and that pushed you into the trajectory of like, yo, maybe I should just put on my own comedy shows. I always had the opposite, where it was like, I love being a comedian. I fucking hate putting on producing shows, and I hate, as much as I love being a comedian, I hate working with other comedians sometimes. They're the worst, bro. It's like either they show a play or they're just like, or like shit like that where they'll ghost you and then just be like, yo, I'm not on the poster. I'm like, I didn't even know you wanted to be on the show, brother. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But so, like, what was the thing where you're like, because you could have chose anything as an entrepreneur, as someone who's like has that urge. What was the thing that was like, I know you said you were a fan, but where was it where it was like comedy's going to be it?
I think after our first show, because after that first show was stressful as hell.
I can imagine.
But we sold it out though. And it was a fantastic show. And me and Jesse were like, when it was done, we're like, all right, done. That's it. Put it away.
Yeah.
Boom. But immediately people were like, oh, I missed it. When's the next one? Or even the people who were there, they were like, we loved it. When's the next one? And I'm like, what? You want me to stress myself out and do this again?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know. I guess I like abuse. Let me see if I can do it again.
Yeah.
And then we did it again, and we sold out again, and we had it at a legendary pool hall called Le Spot.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing that I had in mind, you know, sort of leaning into the brand Don't Tell. I liked visiting venues that weren't necessarily set up for comedy.
Like, wasn't conventional.
Right. Give people a different experience. So, yeah, and that was our second show, and that was a lot of fun. And then I was like, I think we got something here, Jesse.
Yeah, man, you did, yo.
Yeah.
That's like, and that's the other thing I would say. Like, the times I've done it, the venues have always been dope.
Thank
You know what I mean? Like, it's always been cool to do, like, that brewery was wicked. We did one at the Avenue, which was incredible. Food was incredible, too.
Yeah.
But, like, just having that atmosphere, I think, changed a lot of it, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, obviously, I would assume the name, Scarborough's Got Jokes, was just being from Scarborough. You're like, yo, I want this to make it a local thing.
Yeah. Well, I initially called it Scarborough's a Joke. Because
Oh.
I was like, oh, Scarborough's
Yeah,
a joke.
yeah.
Like, just stupid, right?
Yeah.
And my partner was okay with it. But then, so it was me and Jesse. But then as we sort of, this took shape, we brought in another partner, Jamal McGlure.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that too, but
so there's three of us that it's me and Jesse, and then Jamal's like a smaller partner, but he's still involved. But then we decided, like, well, they decided, they were like, listen, I don't know if we should keep calling ourselves a joke.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a joke, it's comedy, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And they're like, so I'm like, fine, we'll call it Scarborough's Got Jokes. So yeah.
To be honest, this is unsolicited opinion.
Thank you.
I do like that name better. Scarborough's Got Jokes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I get it. Like, I get that, like, you know, it's the feeling of, like, I don't think anyone would have read too deeply into it, but being from the city, you're like, I don't want to make this another negative connotation.
Yeah. I know. Well, I was thinking, like, because at the time, too, Netflix is a joke was, it wasn't huge, though.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're doing something Netflix.
They bit my shit.
Like, maybe we got something, and they're like, yeah, just change it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is something, so this is like an experience that I don't think I would have like too much, I guess, experience in fucking, I don't even know how to word the question, but like being like a woman in like the entertainment industry, obviously there's like specific challenges you probably had to go through. A woman of color at that too. Aside from acting and like in the acting industry, what, like, was there any like specific challenges you found that was different navigating the comedy field, or like having to put on your own independent shows?
I'll say this. I think I don't worry about this so much now, but I do think that when we were first starting out, trying to book certain comedians, they're like, who is this? You know what I mean? Like, you're not a club. You're not nobody. I don't know who this is. You're not going to make or break. Because I'm just this stranger on Instagram saying, hey, are you available and interested in doing our show?
But you know what is crazy? When you sold out that first show, I remember there was a bunch of comics that were like, yo, who is this? Like, what if this shit just popped out of nowhere, bro? Just selling shit out? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, man, I can imagine like there must have been that hurdles of like people either not taking you seriously or like just navigating something that's been historically a male-dominated industry.
Very much so.
You know, and there definitely has been, I think, doors opening up for obviously like female comedians, entertainers, which I think is beautiful. I think people are starting to pivot from that, but there might still be obviously those specific challenges that take place. So like, what were some of the things, or like what advice would you give like women out there listening? Like that would be like, yo, if you're trying to go into this field, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, definitely know your lane, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, very specifically, I produce. And to what you were saying, I think comedians shouldn't have to wear that hat. Like
100%.
You guys should be able to just do what you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, any woman or any women that are interested in getting started, it's like, you know what you do, know what you're good at, and just keep pushing through. It's this business is big on relationships and connections, so it definitely helps to be pleasant to work with. Because that's the other thing too, right? Women can either be labeled, oh, she's a bitch, or
especially in like a leadership role.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure. But as you know, because you and I have a similar background. I tend to lean into a nurturing sort of role anyhow, because I don't know, just it is who I am. So I like that I can sort of pick up on the energy of comics and figure out like what's going to help them be the best person that they can be on stage. So yeah, it's just figuring out what you're good at and then utilize that. Yeah, make that your thing.
100%, you know. Yeah, man. Thank you for that, Janice. And then also the connection you mentioned with Jamal McGlower. How did that come to be? How did that come to fruition?
He's a Scarborough youth.
Yeah,
he's a Scarborough guy. So he, so Jesse, who founded Scarborough Spots.
Yeah.
I think did he do some work with Jamal at that point? I think they might have had a bit of connection. But we're all Scarborough people, right? So like,
yeah.
Jamal and I didn't kick it back in the day, but we definitely had friends. You know what I mean? Like,
there's always a mutual somehow.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So so he just really respected what we were doing, and Jamal's also an entrepreneur. Like he's like, all right, let's.
Also, someone who's like a huge advocate for the city too, bro.
Very huge.
Yeah, puts it on.
Yeah, we're super proud of him. He's also, like, not only because he had his NBA career, but also with the Toronto Revelers. He runs an amazing band for Caravana. He does a lot to give back. Like, yeah, I work with, my partners are some really dope people.
Yeah. Also, like, it's one thing to watch. I've never really met, like, a ball player in real life. So when this guy was big as fuck,
He's
bro.
Big.
Fam, he literally could have lifted me by the head. You know, palmed it, bro. It was crazy. It was like,
yeah, he's big.
Yeah, but big ups to Jamal, bro. Again, another super sweet guy though.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Such
and he
a
was
dope
like,
guy, yeah.
And like he was hailing everyone up like they're homies and shit. And then they're like, he had no idea who anyone was.
Yeah, yeah, no. But he's also, because Jamal is also Trinidadian. He's also Caribbean.
Got
so
you. It's just the hospitality.
A lineman kind of, what's up, buddy? Hey, gun fingers, you know.
So funny, bro.
Yeah.
But we mentioned Scarborough Spots a lot. We mentioned Jesse a lot too. Can you tell us a little bit about what is Scarborough Spots? How is it separate, or how is it different from what Scarborough's Got Jokes is?
So Scarborough Spots was founded by Jesse Aceto. He basically started this social media page during the pandemic, and
it was that recent.
Yeah, it was only in 2020.
Holy shit!
I know.
Okay.
I know. And the page was really just something to, kind of like a nostalgic look back at Scarborough.
Yeah.
And people really, really resonated with that. They really enjoyed doing that. And he had made a T-shirt, and he started selling. So his business was the social media platform, and then he had a few T-shirts that said Scarborough, and he had some pictures and stuff on it. And when I came across it, I really liked the social media page, because at the time, so as I mentioned, I work in film and television. I was writing and developing a script that was all about Scarborough. And I was like, okay, here's somebody else who's doing something about Scarborough. So I was like, okay, let me get behind this guy, support him. And then I bought one of his T-shirts for my birthday. And it was the Real McCoy, which is like a really famous burger place in Scarborough. Yeah. And I was like, my birthday, I'm the Real McCoy. I don't know, I'm stupid, right? Yeah. So I posted it on social media, and I tagged him, and Jesse was just so appreciative for the support, because, back then he was just getting started, and he was like, oh, who are you anyways? Thank you. And then he had just called me to come and do some work with him. And so the whole brand of Scarborough Spots was really just about Scarborough pride.
100%.
But what it's evolved into is now Jesse actually does marketing for Scarborough businesses, and like we've
That's
actually
beautiful,
it's and still very big with Scarborough pride. We're a big part of the Scarborough Business Association. So, yeah, we work with even the local politicians, city councilors. I'm like, I never thought I'd work with a city councilor.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
so yeah, we're doing all kinds of things. And yeah, so Scarborough's Got Jokes is opened underneath the umbrella of Scarborough Spots. So that's like our parent company, and then Scarborough's Got Jokes is one of the branches.
That's the reason why I was shocked that it was only 4 years, because like you said, it's like almost at like a bit over 200K.
Yeah.
And like you guys have been making strides, bro.
Yeah.
So 4 years is crazy. Like big ups to you guys, man. That's beautiful.
Well, Jesse, I honestly, like, he's a really smart guy, and he's figured out algorithms and these little machines that we have in our hand.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm like, all right, you do that, and I'll find funny people.
Yeah. And there's a physical store, right? If I'm not mistaken.
We have a physical store at Eglinton Square, and the way it's designed is it looks like subway stations, so you can go there. That's
fire.
Yeah, a lot of people go there. We call it the Scarborough Gift Shop because people can go there. It's great for photo ops and stuff like that. And yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Sick. Thank you. And then, so kind of pivoting from that, actually, no, I got one more question about the Scarborough's Got Jokes. So what would you say, because I'll give you my answer after, but I want to see if you've picked up or noticed anything different. What would you say is the difference between the crowds at Scarborough's Got Jokes versus crowds at regular comedy shows?
Our crowds come to have fun.
100%. Yeah.
They come out ready to laugh. They're not trying to challenge the comedians.
No.
I think we've only actually had like one case of a heckler, one or two. Like it really doesn't happen, you know? People come out, they're in a good vibe. Yeah. They, you know how some comedy shows go, right? Where they're like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, just stank face.
Yeah, like next. Like,
yeah.
What's your next joke?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do feel like people come out ready to have fun. We always make sure we have a DJ. There's always music. I like music.
There's always a vibe.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think people don't realize how influential the music thing is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it keeps people hyped, but also they're having a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what I will say is, to your point, I think when you're killing in the crowd, it's like, bro, it's like the best feeling. Yeah. It's like, because the laughs are rolling, but people are super into it. You get like the table slaps and shit. Yeah. But if a joke doesn't land, you know it doesn't land. Yeah. you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I think it's like the most fair, which I appreciate it. So like they're there to have a good time, but they're gonna let you know if you're ass. Like, yeah. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, pivoting from that a bit, you kind of talked about the nurturing aspect, being a mom as well. But in the past, you've also had experience being a child and youth worker. Mm-hmm. So what would you say, like, what was that experience like? And like, what exactly was your role when you were in the field?
Well, I worked with, so I've done a couple things. I worked with young offenders.
Yeah.
I worked in open custody facilities. I worked in transitional houses.
Damn, you've done a lot.
Buddy, I'm old. I've been around. Yeah. And then I also worked in like a school program where we ran like after school programs and stuff like that for kids. Mm-hmm. And sorry, was there another part to the question?
No, that was essentially it. And like, what would you say were like some of the specific challenges that you saw come up?
Oh,
were you doing child and youth work specifically in Scarborough?
No, everywhere. Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Downtown. I worked with Youth Link for a while. I actually lived. I lived in one of those houses where I lived upstairs. I was.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm responsible for the girls in the house.
Okay.
The transitional house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it all over the place, and definitely, it was just one of those jobs where it's like, there's so much need for people to. Like, there is no, Jesse, right? Yeah, it's like, man, when I worked in the school system, for instance, right? Like, you could be working with these kids all week and starting to make progress with them, but then they go home on that weekend and you don't know the tornado that they're living in, right? So they come back on Monday and it's like, what the fuck? You're stabbing people again.
What the fuck happened in those 48 hours?
So it's been a really interesting journey, and I feel really lucky to all the kids that I got to work with too. Some of my kids are doing amazing things, like well, I told you about Tristan Thompson was one of our, I don't know if he's doing amazing things. He was in our after school program. One of my students former students is running for city councilor. And
holy shit.
Like these kids they're doing good things. They weren't all troubled kids.
Of course. But like, so like what I will say is that, what do you think, if you had to like, how am I trying to ask this question? So from working in child and youth work from back in the day, what do you think is the difference in some of the challenges that the young people now are facing versus the ones that you worked with in the past? Like, have you seen anything different?
Yeah, I can't even imagine how young people are navigating. Like, I hate to be so old, but we're in a tough time, man.
Yeah.
Kids are facing...
I agree, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, kids are really facing a lot. And it's so easy to shit on youth and, you know, but there's also some kids who are doing amazing things too.
100%.
But yeah, I think back in the day, like the young offenders, they were doing like B&Es and stuff like that. And now people are murking.
Yeah.
They're doing some wild stuff.
At like a way younger age.
Yeah.
Like there's like 14, 15 people getting caught up, like 14, 15 years, and they're like getting caught up in like crazy shit, right? Yeah. Like to your point, like when we were growing up, like, yeah, there was always things happening, but I think there was either the older generation that were involved in shit would check the youth, or it was like the opposite, where it's like even if they were young and they were getting involved in whatever it was, it stayed within people that were like involved in that world.
Right.
You know what I mean? And being like a youth worker myself, right? Like I've been here for 10 years. Like you see the rise in like mental health. You see the rise in like, you know, economically, right? Like it's harder for families as a whole to support each other. So that obviously has an effect on the younger generation. Like, you know, like, you know, you brought up like parenting as well. I can empathize. I'm not a parent myself, but I can empathize about how hard it is being a parent right now, right? Financially, and as being a caregiver. And then at the same breath, like not knowing what your kid's doing when he's out there 100%. Or what he's being influenced by. Right. Social media is crazy. Like, and I thought about this too, like during COVID at the shelter I work at, I remember when, so the shelter was still open, but we had a drop-in center where youth could come in, grab clothes, use the shower, get a meal and stuff. But when COVID happened, we had to shut that down. And I remember like literally the day that it happened, I remember youth that weren't living there, they were still living on the streets or they were couch hopping. When they heard we had to shut down, I heard them having conversations like, yo, okay, like, can I come here and shower at your crib? Can I grab food from here? And I remember, and right away I was like, bro, like the people, like people don't understand how different that world is, right? Like you're not stressing about where am I going to wake up and bathe tomorrow? Where am I going to grab food from? It's like these guys literally had to figure out where to go because they couldn't come here, you know, and that like was crazy to me. Yeah. So it's like, and I've been there for 10 years, but I just even working there, it's like you get little glimpses of reality of what it truly is. Yeah. You know, so yeah, man, I'm just saying, like, to your point, I think young people are definitely facing their own challenges nowadays, and there's a lot of hate that I think is going around, especially with the youth and the younger generation. They're stupid, they're this, that, or that. Like, and I'm not denying it. I think there are some people that are, you know what I mean? Stupid. But as a whole, they're facing a lot of different challenges that we didn't have growing up.
For sure.
You know,
Jesse, and also I like that you say we, like we, like we grew up around the same time, Jesse.
That I grew up, yeah.
That's very kind of you.
But yeah, man, thank you for that, though. perspective though, Janice. Do you feel like you mentioned this already too before though? Do you feel like there is a little bit of that experience that has helped you navigate, like being like just not just a promoter but like a producer and stuff like that?
I think so, like conflict resolution.
Yeah, that's probably a huge one.
Yeah, it's massive. Also, I don't have a big ego myself, right? And I've learned how to I don't need all the, so working with kids who maybe need all the attention and working with comics who maybe need all the attention is good, baby. You take it.
Yeah, you can have the spotlight.
Yeah. So definitely I think that's helped.
I want rice and peas, but I need to have exactly 50 peas in my rice.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes some of the comics that I work with, I'll say this, I feel really lucky. I'm not shit talking anybody, but like I'll get on the phone with these guys and girls, and I'm like, I still feel like a child and youth worker. Like because they're talking to me about personal problems and so I'm like, okay, that skill we still need it.
And I think it's also an energy thing.
Yeah,
like I think like you also give off this energy where like is inviting, right? It is allows people to be able to open up. So
I used to give off a "I'll fuck you up" energy.
I don't know about, but you giggled just now.
It's not very convincing. Like, I'm gonna stab you.
Yeah. Even when you just did that, I was like, wow, that was sweet. I was like, she really thinks.
I know. I don't have. That's why I got shooters.
I'm probably I was gonna, but what I will say though is being in the field for 10 years, I did notice the youth that I worked with, either that were from Scarborough or like other parts of Toronto, that were actually like about that life, were always way more respectful to me than the ones that were like trying to put on a persona.
Definitely.
You can tell right away.
Definitely.
You're like, you could always tell when the kid's actually been through shit because they're not going to try to show you that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where the other ones are like trying to act hard and whatever. It's like, brother, you didn't have to come here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was your choice.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, no, kids who've been through it, they just kind of walk with a different kind of swag, just a different knowing, and it's like they learn a code of the street. They learn
100%.
At a young age, as opposed to the overprivileged kids who just decide they want to take dad's Beamer for a joyride or something stupid. But.
Yeah, or they see like a certain archetype depicted on social media and they want to feed into that.
Yes.
Yeah. So this brings us to our last segment, Janet. I don't have any other. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't know. I might.
Oh, really?
Let me hear the last segment. Now I'll see if I have some questions for you.
Last segment is a multiple choice. So I'm going to give you different multiple choice questions with some options. And if you want, you can also explain why you chose it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, hold on. Before we get started then, let me give you this. This is something that I brought for you from Scarborough.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yes. So, we are known for our patties. There's a lot of different patty places.
No.
This is from Fammy Bakery. They used to do the Warden Station patties.
Oh my days!
These are the cocktail patties though, so they're small, and I got you that's a variety. I wasn't sure if you eat meat or not. Or
I
beef.
do.
You do. Okay, so there's beef, chicken, and veggie in there. Spicy beef, regular beef.
Janice, that means a lot, yo.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Of course.
Should I eat this after?
After, because they're frozen.
They're frozen.
Share them with your wife, greedy this guy.
Imagine that's like a popsicle patty.
No.
Appreciate that. Thank you, man.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. Okay,
let's go.
So, disclaimer. None of the questions are crazy, but they get increasingly... Actually, I shouldn't say they're not crazy. They get increasingly kind of crazier. Okay. The first question is, an asteroid hits Earth, obliterates Earth. You're like the last one. You're I Am Legend, right? You're the only one left. But Scarborough, for whatever reason, is the last standing city. But you're by yourself. You have an option to revive one place to eat in this apocalyptic world. Your options are the Avenue, B, the Real McCoy, C, Rouge Kitchen, D, Shawarma Empire, or E, Gadir.
How could you? That's not fair.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. It's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna say the Avenue
Okay.
because but Gadir, the fish at Gadir.
Yeah, I know. We talked about the fish.
Yes, and the falafels at Shawarma Empire are so bad.
Yeah. Jamaican people hearing the podcast, what kind of fish?
Yeah. No, they have snapper. They have parrotfish. They have yellowtail. They have knawfish.
Jeez.
It's really good. But I will say the Avenue just because they have a pretty robust menu, so I could eat lots of.
And the food is crazy.
Crazy good.
Yeah, shout out to the Avenue.
Yeah. During the winter, they do $5 soups, and their soups are homemade soup. Like they're these big hearty bowls of soup. So,
That's fire.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Okay, yeah, big up to the Avenue, but also big up to all the other restaurants I mentioned,
Yes.
bro. All these places are A1.
Yes.
Real McCoy, Rouge Kitchen, Shawarma Empire, Gadir, big ups.
Thank you.
All right, next question. This one's not that crazy. This one actually isn't even multiple choice. I did have options on here, but I thought it'd be better I just ask you in general.
Okay.
So, if you had to, first of all, what is your Mount Rushmore of comedians?
How many people are in Mount Rushmore?
You could do 4 or 5. I actually don't even know how many white men are on Mount Rushmore.
Okay, so gotta be Dave Chappelle always.
Chappelle.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Oh man, this is such a hard question. My Mount Rushmore. Who let it? Richard Pryor. Jeez, excuse me. My dad would be very mad that I didn't say him first. Who else? I gotta get a lady up there. I really this doesn't feel authentic, but I love Leslie Jones.
Really?
She is ridiculous.
Okay.
I love her. I
Leslie
feel like
Jones.
there's some other female comedians that I'm missing, but that's who comes to mind right now. Yeah, I do love Leslie Jones.
Okay, so out of those 4, if you had the ability to get one of them to headline Scarborough's Got Jokes,
Who you think I'm gonna say?
I don't know.
Dave Chappelle.
Okay,
I'm sorry that I do love Dave.
Yeah.
I just been
No, of
but
course.
Chris Rock too. Like
Yeah, but he's a
It's Dave
master
Chappelle.
of the craft,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I talked about this before, but like, I remember when I was coming up, I used to like study comedy specials.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just try to figure out how people formulated a joke, like punchline, setup, whatever. I remember watching Killing Them Softly, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like I would like try to figure it out, but I was like watching and I'm like, yo, this guy's literally just having a conversation.
Yes.
It was like, and it was the first time I watched the special and I died laughing, but I also got nervous because I'm
Yeah.
like, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, what the fuck, bro?
Oh, and I
Like,
miss Eddie Murphy. Eddie
Murphy.
had such an impact on me.
Yeah.
Raw and Delirious. Like watching those when I was a kid, I was like, wow.
yeah,
This is like that was one of the first comedians that I remember being like, oh, he's talking to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And he had bro, Eddie too.
Yeah.
Was like. You could look back at his shit as old as it is now, and it still holds up, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I got my ice cream.
Yes.
I got Okay. So, like I said, the last question is kind of crazy. But before I ask it, I just want everyone, all the listeners and the viewers to know, Janice had no hand in putting this together. This was all me. It was my responsibility to ask the questions and the options.
Oh, no.
So... So she's just a victim. So it's a regular day. You're walking through Scarborough Town Center, right? You bump into a white lady by accident. You turn around, you apologize. She turns around, she starts using racial slurs towards you. You're about to get heated. However, you realize she's blind. She has a walking stick and a seeing eye dog. Now, these are your following options. A, do you feed the dog chocolate? Sorry. Do you?
Who do you think I am?
Oh, sorry. Do you B, take her stick? Do you C, let karma handle it? Or D, spin her around so she loses her direction.
Oh.
And why?
And why? Okay, right off the bat, we not hurting the dog.
No.
Oh, can I take the dog? Can that be an option? Can I steal her dog?
That wasn't an option, but okay, I guess. I mean, bro, you're an STC.
I'll teach you. Come here. No, that probably won't work. So let's see. I think I would go for the spin her around.
That I honestly did not think you were gonna pick that. That's so funny. We talked about empathy and child work. You're like, yeah, I'll make this bitch dizzy. Actually,
I don't want to hurt her. She probably needs that stick. But yeah, I'll fuck with her equilibrium a little bit.
You become the karma.
Yeah.
Janice, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That's been beautiful. But please, before we end off, let the people know where they can find you. Any updates, any promo you want to have, but hit them up.
Thank you. So you can either follow me under It's Niceness on Instagram or Scarborough's Got Jokes. We also have a podcast that we just recently started. Yes. That's going to be, that's actually kind of slowly coming up, but that's just called Got Jokes. Mm-hmm. Think of like Got Milk, but Got Jokes. And yeah, that's what's up. Oh, and also we have the Scarborough Show podcast. We just finished filming season 2, and so we're in post-production now, but that'll be up on YouTube and Spotify soon.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, make sure you guys check out Scarborough Spots, Scarborough Got Jokes, and all the businesses we mentioned in the podcast, man. There, you won't be disappointed. I've been your host, Jesse Singh. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Creating Consciousness podcast. You can follow me at Creating Consciousness 905 or at Punjabi Timbit. Once again, big ups to Scarborough. Big ups to Scarborough's Got Jokes. Big ups to Janice. Peace and love, y'all.